Hey y'all, hey. It's Natasha Rivera here, affectionately known as Coach Natasha M. For those of you that do not know me, I am a lifestyle strategist and I help women unapologetically redesign their lives and fulfill their purpose and faith, freedom, and fitness. And today I have a very special guest with me today.
Hey.
Who is this guy?
How's everyone? What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube? Thank you to everyone that will watch the live. Thank you to everyone that will watch the replay. We thank you for your time. We thank you that you're here, and we hope that you really get some good nuggets and gems and things for your health. Listen to Cheyenne's story tonight. So, Cheyenne, you want to tell people a little about yourself?
Yeah, well, Cheyenne Rivera, the proud, loving husband of Natasha M. Rivera, also known as Coach. And I don't jokingly call her Coach. She is Coach. I go to her for advice, strategic strategies just in life. Also, my health journey, not only through the setbacks that I've had, but also talking to her, getting on her nerves with my asthma attacks and ambulance visits to the hospitals. The worst ones, 2022 to 2023. Missing the Thanksgiving, missing my youngest son's last high school football playoff game, which I am a go hard dad when it comes to my kids' sports. And it came to a point that I had to figure out, what am I going to do in life? I always watched my wife as far as gut health, and I watched from a distance, and it got to the point that I just got fed up with the prednisone and just everything in general. My primary doctor, my pulmonologist, my allergist, and then it just came down to, and I said, all right, Coach, sign me up.
He literally said, Coach. So 1 second, Cheyenne just jumped right into it. He ready to tell his story. So for those of you guys know, you heard Cheyenne just said just now, but those of you that are just tuning in again, hey Tara. Cheyenne is my husband. We've been married for 25 years. We've been together for 29 years. We have 3 sons and 1 granddaughter. So I like to tell a story how I met all of my guests. And Cheyenne is not exempt from this story. Actually, Cheyenne really loves telling this story.
Yeah.
He tells it and he makes me blush when he tells it. So there will be a lot of blushing going on this chat tonight. Okay, y'all? Okay. So go ahead, Cheyenne. Tell the story. How did you meet me?
Well, it goes back years and years and years ago. 1990, goodness gracious, 1992. We always knew each other through high school, but I had graduated from high school. She was a junior. Went back to a high school basketball game and saw her in the bleachers watching the basketball game. And,
but before that,
you're
gonna tell the story.
We're gonna talk about.
No, he really did talk to me in high school, but it's okay. I want to. He told enough people this story, so we don't have to let the public know. Okay, yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I asked her for a sip of her soda, and to this day she don't drink after nobody. And she was like, "You can have it." So I had it, and then ever since then, we just been together.
Okay.
3 great kids, and life has been great.
All right. Praise the Lord. We thank God for that. So, hey, Kai. I saw our youngest on here, Kai. He says, mi gente, yes. So we're going to get right into it because we don't want to hold you guys up. So tonight we are sharing, Cheyenne is sharing his asthma and gut health journey. So for those of you that do not know what gut health is really just your large and small intestines. That includes your stomach, and it's the bacteria in your stomach, and it can, when there's an imbalance in your gut, it can lead to various diseases and illnesses. So the goal is to have a healthy gut so you can build your immune system, because 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So it's really important to make sure that your gut health is taken care of. And it's not just your gut. Your gut is the root of a lot of issues, guys. And so when you take care of your gut, and I like to tell people, the gut is the root of it all. You get to the root. And stop putting band-aids on your situations and on your ailments and things like that, and get to the root, which is the gut, and then you will watch your health change. And that's what Cheyenne was saying earlier. Cheyenne watched me. I've been on my gut health journey. I'm not new to this, y'all. So I've been chasing my gut since 2016, actually.
Yep.
So, but I started with Plexus 3 years ago. And so Cheyenne watched me diligently. He watched me, and Cheyenne, what did you think when I started?
I mean, I watched. I was like, okay, and she went hard. She went hard with the gut health, and she tried to incorporate it within the house. I just wasn't with it. And I will be truthful when I tell people that I just wasn't ready. I'm also from a financial standpoint, I just wasn't ready to invest in myself as far as what I take now as a triplex. And I just wasn't ready to do it until it took enough doctor visits, ambulance, a whole lot of treatments of prednisone. And anyone that has asthma, you literally walk around in fear that, is this going to be my last breath? You're gasping for air. You're looking for something to clutch, to hold on to. I mean, there was times when I was on the backyard area, just sitting there, keeping away from my family. Like I'm just wheezing, and I'm making a phone call to my doctor, and they're like, okay, it's Friday. We can get your prednisone probably not until Monday. And I'm like, I can't make it through the weekend.
Yeah, it was very scary.
It was bad.
And
it was bad.
Cheyenne was going through it, and myself and our two sons who still live at home also lived this nightmare with him. And it was for about 2 good years. So
the worst ones, yeah.
Yeah, the worst were the last 2 years, up until last year when he started Plexus in 2023. So it's much better now. So did you always have asthma?
I've always had, not necessarily as a kid, as I got older. I think maybe mid-30s. Also, too, living in Jersey really didn't affect me, but it seems like maybe Delaware, the air out here is a little bit different. So I felt a decline in my breathing once I kind of hit 40, 49 now. But I just thank God for Plexus. It has been a lifesaver. Now I wake up every day. I enjoy drinking my Slim.
Pink drink.
Yeah, my pink. Pink
No,
drink.
they know Slim, but they know pink drink too.
The pink drink. And I'm breathing, and there's nothing like breathing. It just makes you appreciate life and not having to be worried. And most importantly is, first, let me rewind the clock, take you back.
Rewind.
So 2022, that's kind of where health really hit the wall. I was at work with a coworker, and I was just wheezing for like weeks. And anyone that has asthma, when it literally you feel like you're breathing through a coffee straw, you're wheezing. 1 hour turns into 5, turns into 10. Before you know it, it's 24. You wake up, repeat the cycle. I would take my nebulizer treatment. Usually when you take your nebulizer treatment, it's supposed to open up your lungs. I would do my nebulizer treatment plus my quick inhale malbuterol, would not feel a difference. So long story short, would have to call the doctor for prednisone. So I was at work. Asthma was really, really bad. Friend of mine said a real funny joke. I laughed so hard that my oxygen level was so low that I didn't realize I passed out at work. I came through. I was like, what happened? He said, you passed out. And I was like, really? It was probably about maybe 45 minutes before I had to leave. So he said, are you going to be okay driving home? 40-minute commute. I said, I'll be okay.
So that was an episode of Syncope.
Yeah,
that was his first time having that.
Yeah.
And that was his first time, but you had like 2 other episodes after that. And me and the kids witnessed it, and
it was literally that day at work.
Yeah.
I came home, didn't say anything. Then that night we were watching TV. My wife said a joke about something we were watching on TV, and literally I laughed so hard. Oxygen level was low, really wasn't letting her know. I passed out on the bed, and when I wake up, everyone's scrambling. I'm like, what's going on? She said, you passed out. So then long story short was, it came through that I wasn't going to make it. So I had to call the ambulance, got to the hospital. I was admitted. And then actually I had a 3rd episode. Tasha was in the ER with me.
You were actually admitted this time.
I was admitted. I was eating rice, and the joke in the family is
no more rice.
No more rice for Dad, because when I eat rice, I always choke. So I was eating rice. I started choking, coughed so hard, another syncope. passed out, woke up, doctors, nurses all around me. At least I passed out in the right place, the ER, a hospital.
Yeah, it was really
Yes.
scary. It was really
Yes.
scary. And one thing about asthma, and Cheyenne knows this, I've shared this with Cheyenne, asthma is a trigger for me. So yes, Tara says she's loving the product, Pink Drink. It is amazing. So asthma is a real trigger for me. It has a trauma attached to it for me because my grandfather, who's like my dad, who raised me, he was a very bad asthmatic. And he would, when he'd have his asthma attacks, my grandmother would get up, and I'm up because I was the oldest child living in the house, and I would always help him get dressed because I hear him gasping for breath. And I would start praying, and I was just very, very afraid. And the last time I was 15, when my grandmother would always drive him, like it was almost like an hour drive from where we lived, because she had to get him to the hospital that was in Trenton and not in the area where we lived in South Jersey, because that's where his doctors were. Well, this last time, it was the last time, and he literally did not make it to the hospital having an asthma attack. So asthma traumatizes me. And so seeing that growing up and then witnessing it with Cheyenne, it was a real trigger. And that's why I was just like begging him, like, look, do something different, make some changes, and let's start this. And he was still reluctant because he was a skeptic, right? Like a lot of people are skeptic.
I was like, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
I'm just gonna have to learn how to live with asthma. And it was depressing because, like, literally,
quality of life,
wheezing, gasping for air, constant rounds of prednisone, calling my pulmonologist. And my pulmonologist, I love him because one day he told me the truth. He said, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can keep doing what you have to do. Unless you make a change, I'll just keep on seeing you and you keep on suffering. And then I was like, wow, like my own pulmonologist like gave it to me straight.
I love doctors like that because most of them just want to give you the medicine, and they don't want it. They want to keep patching it up and patching it. But he genuinely wanted Cheyenne to be healthy and for his lungs to be healthy. So he went through all of that. And so
fast forward now to 2023 was Thanksgiving Eve.
Oh yeah.
I was upstairs doing some work. Tasha was downstairs cooking, preparing for Thanksgiving. I was doing the flooring in the laundry area upstairs. I overexerted myself. I was already, again, having wheezing spells.
And he wouldn't be telling me, he wouldn't tell me. Right, that he's short of breath and things like that, because he didn't want to tell me, because he knows that is a trigger. And then when it happened, he might as well just tell me, because either way I'm gonna be triggered. But let me be triggered when you're at least coherent. But go ahead. He was stressing my life. Y'all, he was stressing my whole life. I'm supposed to be on the husband. No, sir. Go ahead.
So then I got done, came downstairs. It was probably about maybe 7 something, and I was just hurting. Couldn't breathe, and I was like, she seen it. She was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Babe, I just can't breathe." And all I know is she was like, "Do I need to call the ambulance?" And I was like, "Yeah." And at that time, it felt like I just felt so inflamed. And that's the thing, when you're asthmatic, you cough, you can just feel the inflammation. It's like your chest just starts tingling. And all I know is I got to the point that I was just, things were flickering, and I thought I was about to pass out. And then our middle son actually went into our cabinet, got the EpiPen, hit me with the EpiPen, which kind of brought me back a little bit, waited for the ambulance. Ambulance got me in, started taking me. When I got to the ER, my oxygen level, I think, was at 89, 90, something like that. It was pretty bad. So they started doing nebulizer rounds. But the interesting thing was, I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit too fast. So I was in the hospital for a total of 4 days. That was Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving, and a couple days after.
Thanksgiving.
And I just said to myself, I am not going to be away from my family. It was Thanksgiving. Tasha came and had Thanksgiving dinner. She cooked. She brought me food.
But still, go back to when what they gave you in the ambulance.
They gave me magnesium. So I was like, just give me something. I need to breathe. And they was like, all right, we're going to have you feeling better. It's going to get you right. So they gave me magnesium. I didn't know it at the time. And they were like, all right, how you feel? I was like, oh, thank you. I'm starting to, at least I can breathe. I wasn't 100%, but at least I knew I could make it to the ER because I thought I was tapped out.
Yeah, he said, I feel like I'm breathing.
Yeah.
You literally feel like you're coffee straw, but then you said you felt like you were about to take your last breath. And guys, that scared me so bad. And for our sons to witness that, and that was the last episode that Cheyenne has had since he has started, since before he started Plexus. He has not had an episode since Plexus. So I still cook dinner because that's what he wanted. After I made sure that he was good and he was settled in, he said, no, you still go and you cook dinner so that the kids can have dinner. So I still prepare Thanksgiving dinner. And then I left the kids and I was like, all right, I'm going to spend Thanksgiving in the hospital with your dad. And we literally had Thanksgiving dinner in the hospital. So that was that. And so you get out the hospital and you get home and you're like, they gave me magnesium and whoop, whoop, whoop. And then you said what?
And we started talking, and then Tasha was like, you know what? This is what I recommend. And I always knew about the products.
I was like,
she was as far as the triplex. She said, look, this has magnesium in it.
It's all magnesium.
And I was like, really? And I said, you know what? And I told her, I said, sign me up, coach. And let me tell you, ever since then, I just go hard for Plexus. I mean, it literally has changed my life. Ever since I've been on it, I work out. I take, just as a precautionary measure, I still take my Abrio, which is once a day. That gets me through my 24 hours. And I take my albuterol just, before I work out. And I shared this with my pulmonologist. He said, absolutely, that's what I want you to do. When you're going to go and exert yourself being an asthmatic, make sure your lungs are they're open at their biggest capacity. But also too, there was a lot of times that I didn't even take my albuterol. There was times that I would skip my Abrio because, like, literally sometimes I think like my asthma's gone, like I'm healed from it.
Come on, heal.
So it is. It's just
come on, God, heal.
Amazing. And the greatest thing is I have not been on prednisone since that last hospital visit. And when I go see my pulmonologist, he's like, it's amazing. You were calling me like I was probably on prednisone probably 5-6 times a year.
That's too much prednisone.
Calling my pulmonologist, and I literally thought I was going to be on prednisone for the rest of my life. And there was even times that I would go through a phase of prednisone, and it would still not make me feel as if my lungs were getting filled with air. I would say it kind of took away maybe 75% of what I was feeling, and then I just dealt with it.
So because you built up a tolerance to it.
Yeah.
So, but I was really pushing Cheyenne all those years, started, but he had to go through his own journey to get to the point of saying yes. Like so many other people, just like myself and so many other people that I talk to on a regular basis, and people that they want to start their journey, but they're hesitant, just like Cheyenne was. And the best advice that I can give you is just do it. Because what do you have to lose if you already feel like crap? What do you have to lose? You know what it feels like over there. Why don't you come feel better? So it's worth the investment, right?
Absolutely.
You said what to me earlier. He said, look, I'm a lifer. He said, if you leave Plexus, I'm still
committed.
That's committed.
Yeah.
Homeboy is committed.
I'm almost scared, not just the thought of not taking my triplex anymore. I mean, I get enjoyment every morning. First thing I do is I take my pink drink. If I wake up at 3 in the morning, if I'm up at 4:35, first thing I do, take my pink drink, and then I start my day.
Yeah.
The dog, that's the first thing I do. That just kind of sets the tone for my day.
Yeah. So what would you say has been in your whole journey with starting Plexus and you going through your phases with the asthma? What would you say has been the best outcome of you starting your health and wellness journey? Because he didn't just start Plexus, right? He didn't just start taking gut health supplements, right? And when we say triplex, it's a probiotic, it's a magnesium and vitamin C, and then there's the pink drink that we talk about, which is the food for your gut. So one weeds, one seeds, and the other one weed, seed, and feed system. That's what it does. It weeds, seeds, and feed, all three of those products. So Cheyenne, also, you change your lifestyle. Like it wasn't just I'm just gonna take this stuff. He changed his lifestyle.
Yeah, and I was always a gym rat. Ever since I was younger, I would go to the gym, slack off, go to the gym, slack off, go to the gym, slack off. But like ever since I started taking a Plexus, like I don't crave the sweet. Like I hardly ever eat sweets anymore. Soda, I used to drink 2 liters. Like literally, I would go to bed, have cups of soda. It's like it took the sweet taste out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I do like to enjoy sweets every now and again, but it's not like I was in the past. Also, too, is I haven't felt inflammation in I don't know how long, ever since I started taking the Plexus. I don't feel bloated. Even as a guy, you know, we have our guy things, and there's nothing worse when you feel bloated. And I can speak for everyone when you gotta, you know, get your shirt away from your skin because you're kind of feeling fat or bloated.
Y'all tell me your shirt.
Yeah, that's what we do. We got yeah. So
we be doing all that tugging and hiding behind pictures and stuff like that, trying to hide our belly. Y'all do that too? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And also too is I know this is a segment about asthma, but also too is I can sit here and talk about the bowel movement for days.
Let's talk about
like literally, like if I'm not going 4, 5, 6 times a day, then I just don't feel right. It's just my body constantly feels what I'm putting in, I'm releasing, and I just constantly feel clean. I'll be happy to say recently I had a colonoscopy. Doctor said, you know what, you are good. We'll see you in 10 years. And he said, Mr. Rivera, you were very, very clean. So
very clean. Come on, gut health. Come on.
You know, when you get to a certain age and you start thinking you're health conscious, and you think about those things, you know, it makes you feel good about life and just moving forward.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. Tara, what those eyeballs for? Is it for very, very clean? That's so funny. I want to go back to the pulmonologist for a second. Because when he started the gut health journey and then he saw his pulmonologist, he was like, hey, what are you doing different? And you said, my wife got me on.
He said, she got me on Plexus. And he was like, okay, wow. He says, well, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. He said, you keep on doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. Boom. That part. Yes, Tara. They do say we're supposed to eat. 3 in, 3 out. If you eat and you should be excreting. That's my if you eat, you excrete. You should not be. You're literally, if you're not having bowel movements, like, and I'm not talking about every 2 days, twice a week, once a month. I'm talking about you should be having like at least 3 bowel movements a day. And some people will say that's too many. Well, just because constipation is common doesn't mean it's normal. Okay, it's common, yes, for a lot of
people. Your eyes start getting foggy.
Listen, yeah, he said eliminate 5, 6 times a day. That was the eye. Well, look, listen. Some days I'm going like 5 times a day. It just depends on, you know, also your what you eat. So if you're eating foods with like fiber and things like that, and you eat healthier, of course you're going to use the bathroom a little more. So it all depends on your body. So I don't want everyone watching like, oh, I need to go 3, 5, 6 times a day. That may not be the case because we're all different. All of our bodies are different. All of our bodies have different needs. And there is no one size fits all for everybody. But so Cheyenne may go 5, 6 times a day. I may go 4 or 5 times a day. And somebody else may go 3. And that's okay, as long as you're getting it out. Because if you're not letting it out, you're literally a walking septic tank.
Yeah. It all depends on what you're putting in your body. My motto is this: Monday through Friday, my body's a temple. Saturday and Sunday, it's an amusement park. So I try to do what I got to do Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I like to splurge. I'm just like anybody.
Listen.
I like to have a good drink. I like to eat good food. I like to go out. You know, it is what it is.
Amusement park.
An amusement park.
No, okay, I like that. Come on, Coach. Constipation is common. It is. Don't mean it's normal. That's right.
That's right.
You better be getting that out. So I asked you the question earlier, what was your best part of the journey? And I think you just explained all the things like the bloating, no inflammation, you're not having asthma, you definitely haven't been to the doctor, you haven't had the ER visits. Listen, guys, we became real friendly with the ER staff at the hospitals here. It was so.
Yeah, shout out to the Todd father, which I know he's going to see this on IG.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Actually met him in a hospital probably, back in 2022. He was my respiratory guy. And I consider him a friend. And he could be one of the ones that could say, the man was in bad shape.
Yes, Tara, it is toxic not to release. It's very toxic because where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? And that's why so many people have illnesses, because they're not eliminating.
No.
It's not, you have to, the body's made to release waste. You can't even leave your trash in your house for too long because it's going to funk up the joint, right? You have to let it out. You have to get it out of your body. Yes, Tara, God is good. He's better than good. I'm telling y'all, and I'm very real. I'm very transparent. And, I share this all the time. It's like, you guys see me showing up, and you see me sharing, and you see, and I may get emotional about it. You see how I am when I show up online and how passionate I am about gut health and just lifestyle in general. And that's because it's from a pain point. It goes back to childhood, and you never know what a person's dealing with in their personal life. So here this thing is, I'm dealing with my husband with this breathing issues, right? And I'm still showing up for the people, and I see people that need what I have, and they're still refusing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it makes me so emotional, because no one should be suffering in their body. You don't have to suffer in your body. There is help. There is help. And for whatever reason you are not ready, I actually go back to the drawing board and just like go reevaluate your priorities. And if it's a money thing, I told Cheyenne too, and I tell people all the time, I said, look, if I had to start all over again, I would, over and over and over again. And if I had to pawn jewelry, I would pawn my jewelry to get my plexus to get started, because that's how important it is. And that's how I stand on the products, because it works. It works. So for his pulmonologist to give him the keep doing what you're doing, listen to your wife, and here he is talking about something, if you leave, I'm still going to do it. Not sucking down the inhaler and the nebulizer. It's been a beautiful sound of quiet around our house, because I hated when he would bring that nebulizer out. He always had to keep the little vials and stuff. Like, I hate all of it. I hate hearing the sound of that machine, and I couldn't sleep. I wasn't sleeping well because I'm worried about him. I'm up checking on him, seeing if he's breathing in the middle of the night. It's just so much that goes on with it. And I don't think people that are the Cheyennes don't think about the Natashas and how they're going through things, emotionally processing what they're going through. Yes, he was going through it, but I was going through it too, and so were our kids. So I'm just so grateful that you took my advice and watching me for all the years, and you finally said yes.
Yeah, best move I ever made.
Best move for your health.
Best move.
Best move for your health. So,
gut health is real, and yeah, people get with it. Gut health, it's get educated. Coach Tasha, she can tell you everything you need to know, and it's not only just a great company. The products are real, and I'm not even going to talk about active that I love to take when I go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I tried what's it called? Pre-workout. Didn't make me feel right. The active, it just feels natural. It gives you energy. I would be in the gym 2.5, sometimes 3 hours, and just lifting. Working out. It gives you that energy. But that's for another segment.
Yeah, it's clean plant-based energy, but another segment. So that means he's coming back, y'all. Drop some comments if y'all want to see Cheyenne come over here and chat with me some more, because I think he got a lot more to say.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, you have anything else you want to say to the people? A word of encouragement?
Breathing is life. And to answer your question, just what was the best thing about this journey is just being able to inhale without wheezing, exhale. I could literally, before plexus, I could inhale and I couldn't feel that air, like I would tell my pulmonologist, getting to the back of my lungs. You just know it when you're an asthmatic. And when you exhale, you exhale and it's so short, then you start coughing. And then when my oxygen levels were so low, you start coughing, that syncope sits in. And like the doctors told me, it was a perfect storm. Low oxygen level, I was inflamed, asthma was flared up. And yeah, literally when I was in the hospital, they were just clearing out my lungs, spitting, just doing everything. It was just a mess. And to not have felt like that in almost 2 years,
Yeah.
It's a great gratifying feeling.
For him, for me, and for our household, because I literally can sleep now. And like, even you snored, like because of asthma, like it was just, it was a lot. Kai said, definitely got to make your return for part 2. Kai said, you have to come back.
Yeah, we'll do.
Kai said, you have to come back. So yeah, he said, breathing is life. You guys don't take advantage of your health. Don't take your health for granted, and don't take breathing for granted. Like I lived it with him. So yeah. That's it. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Do you guys have any questions for Cheyenne or myself? Go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'll read them. We'll answer them. If not, we're going to get out of your hair because it is Friday, and we know that y'all want to get out there and get your good life going. Cheyenne say, I think you're going to take me to dinner.
We're going to go out to eat.
We're going to go out to eat. Yeah, I deserve it. Yeah. So Kai says powerful testimony. Yes, sir. Amen. Kai's our youngest son again. He lived it. And when you were having those episodes of syncope, when he was passing out, it literally looked like he died, guys.
Yeah.
It was scary. It was very, very, very scary. It was very scary. And I never want to see that again.
Yeah. And for anyone that ever had syncope, you're out. I don't know, 15, 20 seconds.
That's lack of oxygen to your brain.
Yeah, but you pass out. You don't know. You pass out. Before you know it, you come around, and it's like you're trying to focus. And then the reality was, I knew it because I don't know. I guess the blood vessels, and I just had spots all around my neck, going up to the back of my ears and my back. So
it was like he seized up and then passed out. Yeah. It was the freakiest thing ever. Like I said, I never want to see that again. I thank God for healing. I thank God for plexus. I thank God for him trusting me. I thank you for sharing your testimony today. And I really do pray that someone out there get what they need through through your story tonight, and that they reach out and they actually get the help that they have been seeking. So yes, Tara said, thank you for your time and testimony. Abundant blessings
to you. Joining us,
thank you so much, Tara. I appreciate that so much. God is good. So with that being said, in closing, we're going to let you guys go. If there aren't any more questions, no more. You have anything else to say?
Nothing. All I got to say is, for anyone out there, you got a testimony, get with Coach. She'll get you right. Share your story. This was a lot of fun. I enjoy watching them with the previous guests. It's very enjoyable. Most importantly is we all have struggles in life.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. If someone said they were perfect, they're lying.
They're lying.
We are far from perfect, but most importantly is, as you get older in age, you start to get a little bit more health conscious. As your family starts to get older, grandbabies come into your life, you're thinking about longevity. So let's do what we got to do to stay on this planet longer and just, love each other.
Amen. All right. I love that. And on that note, I'm going to let it go because I don't need to add or subtract. Okay. Later.
All right.
Have a good evening. Bye.